I'm Kody Johnson with CBH TV. With me here today, once again, is Lacey Stowers with the Ballet Academy of Moses Lake. She's kind of our dance professional, and she's giving us the good take on this stuff. Not that cowboys can't dance, but I guess in full disclosure, I should tell you that last weekend I went out to feed the horse and tripped.
Oh no.
And took the horse down too, but you know, so. Lacey, thank you once again for coming on and giving us kind of the insider's take on Caitlynn and her competition on Fox's So You Think You Can Dance. Let's why don't we start with getting your opinion on how Caitlynn did?
She did amazing. I mean, she always does amazing.
Would you call it her best performance that you've seen so far?
So far, no.
See, I don't think so either.
I mean, everything she does 100%.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite was still the, I believe it was a contemporary routine she did with the chairs.
Yep.
I think that by far was, I mean, her peak so far.
That would be my favorite too. But it's interesting, even the judges were moved. She had a standing ovation.
Yeah, she did.
And, I can't remember her name. One of the judges had tears in her eyes.
Was it Mary Murphy?
Yes, Mary. Yeah.
Yeah, she did a really great job. I wasn't a huge fan of the choreography. I think the choreography was great. But I think we've seen Caitlynn do a much better job, like I said, in the previous dance. But I think it all came together really well. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better sequence of the dances either. So
yeah. How important is it to not just understand the type of dance that you're doing, but the actual choreography? Can you, I guess my question is, can you kind of get the short end of the stick if you're not given a good routine, or at least one that's...
Yeah, you can, you really want a choreographer who can play into your strong points, who understands how you move, particular steps that are flattering to you, but at the same time aren't repetitive. So you want somebody who can make you look good, in a sense.
The reason I ask is, I mean, Caitlynn, she seems to do well with everything so far.
She does. And like I said, she is just one of those people that dancing makes sense to them. You know, they have a real understanding of switching from jazz mode into whether it be tap or ballroom. So I mean, she's just really incorporated that. And like she's even said before, she's really made a huge effort to go to different workshops, to go to different dance classes, to get an idea of different styles. So she's got a good feel for what's going to come up. She might not be perfect at it, but she's a hardworking and she knows what to expect. You know, we've seen Caitlynn do contemporary, which is a strong point. We've seen her do some jazz, which is a strong point. We've seen her do a samba piece, ballroom, that is not a strong point of hers, and she still just knocked it out of the park. So,
like, I was amazed that she was actually in the bottom.
I know
of that week.
Well, I think the general public have a hard time connecting with some of the pieces. We talked about with Bollywood. You know, general public is not, you know, well exposed to some of that stuff, so they're not going to have a strong like for it. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to take, I think, somebody with an amazing fan base to really pull some of those kind of things off, you know, when they get that, quote, wild card.
Now, the people who we had in the bottom, 3 couples this last week, any surprises in your mind?
Yes, I was very surprised that this week Ryan and Ricky were in the bottom. I've not been a huge fan of Ryan's. I think that she had a lot of learning to do, but in this last routine, I was a fan. I mean, I was completely taken back. I mean, the rest of them, I wasn't too surprised. I had a hunch, a feeling that, you know, they might be based upon what judges had said, but even the judges were very shocked that Ryan and Ricky had made it into the bottom 3. So,
you know, as a reminder, the show is every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. When the show starts, you can vote online at fox.com/dance. You can vote up to 50 times on the website. And then when Caitlynn performs, they'll have a phone number listed, and a text number listed, and you can either call or text after the show to vote.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who actually, because it's aired Eastern time, that right at 7, they go in and they start voting online, and then once the show's over, they start calling to vote again. So, I mean, that's always an option out there.
So, and you know, I think we're doing a pretty good job, with the exception of maybe last week, when she was in the bottom. But, you know, I think the fans are really behind her.
Yeah, I think, you know, some of the fans get comfortable. Oh, she's so good, she'll just, you know, and they forget that you still need to vote. I mean, don't ever get comfortable with she's placed at, no matter what the judges say. You know, every vote counts. It really does. Oh, did you know that her partner was minutes before they went out to dance, might not have been her partner?
Really?
Yeah, they had, she danced with, was it Robert last time?
Yeah.
He almost was dancing with her again this week.
I didn't hear this. What happened?
Yeah, and I saw an article about it, and even the choreographer wasn't sure. It was very up in the air if Robert was going to be dancing with Caitlynn or if Mitchell was. Evidently, Mitchell had woken up that morning, and I think it was one of the muscles in his feet was about the size of a softball or of a ball of some sort. And the producers didn't want him to perform because he could barely put weight on his foot, and didn't want to risk him falling and taking Caitlynn down with him. So they had Robert in the back with Mitchell's costume on, ready to go. They had vaguely rehearsed it and was very up and down. And the producers, from my understanding, last minute let Mitchell do the men's routine. And he did okay, and then the choreographer, Mandy Moore, was backstage talking and telling him, you can do this, it'll be okay, you know, you'll be very proud of yourself if you do this. And so Mitchell finally said, I'm going to do it, I can do it, it'll be piece of cake, and really decided that he would try to do it. So the producers finally said, okay, so they had to do, I'm sure, switch costumes really, really fast. I mean, having that up in the air would have been,
That's
And
nerve-wracking.
It is. It's very nerve-wracking. And I don't know if you caught it or not, but Kat Deely even said, Mitchell, I know you're injured, but that was
Yeah, I
amazing.
did.
And I thought maybe it was from in the
previous,
beginning,
yeah.
when he was first injured, that she was referring to that, but it was a whole separate thing going on.
I don't know what it is.
But it was backstage drama.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with those two. It's either, the first week it was his elbow, then he came back, punched Caitlynn in the face.
I know.
And now he's his foot. So
it's a love-hate relationship.
if you had to venture a guess, who do you think might be the next couple voted off?
That's a really hard one.
It's getting difficult now.
It is. It's getting to the point where they keep saying you need to step up your game.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how much further they can unless they're doing it and that they're not used to. That would be the only way. And we've seen a lot of repetitiveness of the contemporary, of the jazz, and of hip-hop lyrical, which I'm not sure what. So we need to break away from those styles, and we need to start seeing in one episode a couple do Bollywood, one do I don't know, something completely out of the box, something that they're not used to. So it's going to be really hard. I think the next couple, which after the last performance, I'm hoping not. I think Ryan and Ricky are going to have a real run for their money because I believe twice now they've been
in the bottom
3.
Yeah.
And after their last performance, it really shocked me because I thought maybe they finally turned that corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be terrible to see them work so hard to get to this point and then to have made it a dance too late.
Yeah.
So that's where it's going to be. It was nice too to see this last group routine, to see Caitlynn more featured in it.
Yeah.
I was finally in a costume I can pick her out. She was in a lovely yellow costume, and I'm trying to think who I was talking to. I said, I'm wondering if they're bringing her in as a sneak attack.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, I had said, I really wish they would show more of her and who she is as a person, because they've not really touched base. I mean, you get a good feel.
The spotlight hasn't really been on her.
No,
Yeah.
She's just kind of been in the background a little bit. And this last time I thought, finally we're getting to see Caitlynn and who Caitlynn really is, and see not just a small blurb. But I thought maybe they've been waiting and waiting for the perfect moment to bring her out and to really show her shine. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I do too. In past weeks, I've had to kind of rewind and to be able to pick her out.
Yeah, because it's when you get a great group of dancers together, you can't pick them out usually.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That you've got a great group of people. But yeah, like you said, sometimes you have to pause and really start looking at faces to see.
Lacey, could you, if people would like to get a hold of you down there at the Ballet Academy, can you give them your phone number?
Absolutely. You can reach me, Lacey Stowers, at area code 509-750-4922.
Well, Lacey, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you come on and kind of give us the ins and outs here. We're lucky to have you, and we're lucky to have you in Moses Lake too.
Thanks.
Kind of keeping dance alive here in the Columbia Basin. If someone were to ask me a few months ago what is going to be the big topic for the summer, because I cover a lot of sports too, dance wouldn't have been on my radar.
Yeah.
I mean, and here it is. This is what we talk about, the big thing every week, and the big thing that the viewers, it's our most watched program since we started doing this. So.
Yeah, you see it posted everywhere in town.
Yep. Okay, Lacey, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, absolutely.